Nowadays, after killing someone, there's no need to worry about how to dispose of the body. The hitman had recently developed a high-tech device that looks like a sealable bag, very convenient to carry around. Just put the body inside and press a button. In less than an hour, the corrosive liquid inside the bag will dissolve the body. No more hassle of cleaning up bloodstains. But the hitman's job for the day wasn't over yet. He took out all kinds of prosthetics and stuck them on his face. The dead man seemed to come back to life. The only tricky part was that the man's left eye was fake, so the hitman had to use a colored contact lens as a substitute. His real target was actually the groom. Killing that man was just to get a ticket to the wedding. Once he killed the groom, all he had to do was take off the prosthetics and he could easily escape from the venue. The police would never think of it. But as the hitman was scouting the surroundings, he suddenly noticed that one of the guests had a camera hidden in his chest. This person was clearly sent by the FBI. This made the hitman uneasy because his employer hadn't mentioned that there would be FBI agents on the scene when he assigned the job, so he needed more money. Just as the hitman was negotiating with his employer for a higher price, a waitress burst in. She was the shucking specialist at the banquet, in charge of opening oysters. The hitman didn't know if the waitress had overheard anything she shouldn't have, but just to be safe, he decided to use her as a scapegoat. After taking the shucking knife from the waitress and unplugging the refrigerator, the hitman was ready to act. Many men hate it when someone watches them while they're urinating, and the groom was no different. He was about to let out a few curses when the hitman pulled out a syringe of anesthetic. If he had the time, he would have preferred to wait for the groom to finish so he wouldn't get his shoes dirty. But a job is a job. Taking advantage of the darkening sky, the hitman pretended to be drunk, staggering with the groom toward the beach. Since he had unplugged the refrigerator earlier, all the oysters inside were no longer fresh. The waitress panicked, thinking someone had played a prank. She had no choice but to go to the storage room to get more oysters. But this was exactly what the hitman had planned. He had already used the shucking knife to take out the groom. All he had to do was wait for the waitress to take the fall. A few minutes later, the fireworks on the beach were lit, drawing the attention of all the guests. The bride was frantic, shouting that the wedding hadn't even started and the fireworks were being set off early. She rushed to the shoreline, intending to yell at the groom, but instead, she saw his lifeless body. At that moment, the waitress, looking bewildered, got up, still holding the bloody shucking knife.
I didn't do it!